Female cult leaders can be just as cruel and manipulative as male cult leaders. In recent videos, I've done commentaries about how patriarchal values have been weaponized to oppress people in various groups. And from some of the comments I've received, it looks like this topic has triggered some pretty strong emotions from some people who want to defend the notion that men are inherently superior. This is a little disappointing, as it seems the destructive behaviours that I'm trying to draw attention to are getting confused with gender identity. While most cults have male leaders, it's critical to recognise that female leaders have also established and led manipulative and destructive groups. So, by examining the stories of Anne Hamilton-Byrne of the Family and Natasha Lakaev of Universal Knowledge, we can explore how coercive control transcends gender and manifests in various forms. First up, Anne Hamilton-Byrne. She was an enigmatic leader of a group called The Family, an Australian New Age group formed in the mid-1960s. By combining elements of Christianity and Eastern mysticism, Hamilton-Byrne proclaimed herself to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Her charisma and authoritative presence attracted professionals, including medical practitioners, into her fold. One of the most disturbing aspects of The Family was the acquisition of children through illegal adoptions facilitated by members within the medical and social work fields. These children were isolated, subjected to severe discipline, and even administered psychiatric drugs, including LSD, often without consent. Hamilton-Byrne maintained control by fostering an environment of fear and unwavering obedience. The group's activities came to light in 1987 when authorities raided their compound in Olinda, Victoria, rescuing the children and exposing the extent of the abuse. Hamilton-Byrne and her husband were eventually arrested and charged with conspiracy to defraud and commit perjury related to the adoption scams. Some charges were dropped in order to prevent the children from being re-traumatized through the court process. However, Hamilton-Byrne still pleaded guilty to making false declarations and was fined. If we apply my 12 criteria of coercive control across the group, this is what it looks like. For every criteria, from authoritative leadership through to the us versus them mentality, Hamilton-Byrne's community gets full marks. Transitioning to another case, if you look at Natasha Lakaev, a psychologist and the leader of Universal Knowledge, a New Age cult that operated in northern New South Wales. Lakaev's group attracted individuals seeking spiritual enlightenment and personal growth. However, beneath the surface, members were subjected to psychological manipulation and control. Lakaev's leadership style involved exploiting her position as a psychologist to exert influence over her followers. She employed tactics such as emotional manipulation, isolation from external support networks, and the imposition of rigid belief systems to maintain dominance. Her control extended to financial exploitation, with members often contributing significant sums to the organisation. In a notable legal case, Lakaev filed a defamation lawsuit against a former follower, Carly McConkie, who authored a tell-all novel about her experiences within Universal Knowledge. The court dismissed Lakaev's claims, highlighting the importance of truth and freedom of expression in exposing manipulative practices within such groups. Carly's full story is available on her website, and I highly recommend checking it out. If we once again apply my 12 criteria of coercive control to assess the group, it looks like this. While this particular group doesn't get full marks, overall, there is a high degree of coercive control that was asserted over followers. Carly McConkie's testimony reveals how she used isolation, financial exploitation, and psychological abuse to strip members of autonomy. Carly was forced to sever ties with her family, surrender finances, and she endured a lot of emotional manipulation, all under the guise of spiritual enlightenment. Lakaev positioned herself as the sole authority, fostering fear of outsiders and punishing dissent. While universal knowledge may not check every cult criteria at the highest level, its systematic control and manipulation mirror classic high control groups. In his ruling, Justice Escourt characterized Natasha as an arrant liar who wrongfully indoctrinated people into her bizarre belief system. Examining these cases reveals that the mechanisms of coercive control and manipulation are not confined to male cult leaders or men in general. Both Hamilton-Byrne and Lakaev utilized psychological tactics to dominate their followers, namely charismatic authority. Both women projected themselves as enlightened beings or possessing unique knowledge, demanding unwavering loyalty and isolation. They isolated members from external influences, fostering dependency upon the group. Both also engaged in financial and emotional exploitation, using their positions to manipulate followers for personal gain. These patterns underscore the propensity for manipulative and abusive leadership as being a human issue, not one confined to a specific gender. If you'd like to see comparisons of how other groups fare when analysed through the 12 criteria I use, there is a list on my website, recoverfromcoercivecontrol.com. Or you can check out some of my other videos on groups like the Exclusive Brethren. Understanding that coercive control and manipulation in cults is not gender-specific is vital. By studying leaders like Anne Hamilton-Byrne and Natasha, we gain insights into the universal tactics employed to exploit and dominate. If you'd like to see more examples of female cult leaders, Netflix currently has a really great series about Korean cults called In the Name of God, A Holy Betrayal, a few of which were led by women. And as a heads up, these are quite horrific and deadly stories. Recognising the patterns of coercive control that can be seen in cults regardless of the leadership's gender helps to empower us to identify and challenge manipulative behaviours. It can also help foster awareness and prevention. If you'd like me to do a deep dive into any of the cults I've mentioned in this video, let me know in the comments. And if you found this discussion informative, please like, share and subscribe for more content and understanding about confronting coercive control in various contexts. See you next time.